Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Des Reacts, and today I have a Dave Allen reaction video for you, and this one is talking about drunks. And I love Dave Allen, I'm not gonna lie, that he never ever fails to make me laugh, and it is just the fact that he is a brilliant storyteller. I love his storytelling abilities, I really do, and I every time I watch him, I get more and more recommendations for more and more content from him, which I really love. There's a lot of noise going on around here, which I really love because yeah, like I said, his storytelling abilities. I need to put my hat on. Sorry, I'm really cold. That like I've just got to have my cancel haircut done, so like that's a bonus. But yeah, my head's freezing, so the hat has to go on. Ah, that's better. But yeah, so the reason why I'm cold is you're probably sitting there thinking like, put the heating on. No, I'm indoors alone, so no heating. But there's a lot of noise going on outside. I'm not sure what's going on outside, but there's a lot of noise coming from out there. But yeah, if I'm at home on my own, no, wearing a hat is a lot cheaper than putting my heating on. But guys, listen, I hope you enjoy this. If there's any other Dave Allen you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below, and I will get round to doing it. But until then, let's just get straight into this. I'm looking forward to it.
You know, a lot of people write in and ask me, say, why do I drink during the show? And is it because I need the drink to get through the show? And I can tell you here now, actually, the reason I drink is because it does, sitting here for 45 minutes, get very hot. There's a tremendous amount of lights. And the only reason I have the drink is basically to keep cool. I want to make it quite clear that I am not reliant on alcohol in any way to get me right through this. Get away from
I knew. I knew what I knew what was coming, but I didn't know how he was going to react to that. I love that bit. Oh, this is a good start. This is a really good
quite
start.
clear that I am not reliant on alcohol in any way to get me right through this. Get away from you think I'll get through the show? Duck shooters. Drunks are great characters. Duck shooting. In the hide. Very early in the morning. Very cold. No sign of the duck. And I have a little drop of rum to keep warm. And still no sign of the duck. And I have another little drop. And still no sign of the duck. I have another and to the duck. One big, fat, lonely, dirty duck goes across the sky, all by himself. Flap. Quack, quack. Quack, quack. And the drunk picks up his shotgun and goes, ba-doom, ba-doom, and they'll go into the lake. And his friend's there and he said, that is what I call great shooting. He said, well, you're bound to hit one out of a whole flock. And he said, Ducky, go and get the ducky, Ducky. And the dog, instead of jumping into the water and swimming to the duck, runs across the top of the water. Picks up the duck and comes back, and the fellow says, do you notice anything strange about that dog? He said, yeah, he doesn't swim. The two drunks. One.
You know what? Honestly, I used to run a pub in central London, and it was the case that like I loved being around drunk people. Drunk people are so funny to like sit and listen to, and especially it's the pub itself that like well not right. I was a supervisor there, but it was it was the case that especially when the pub was quiet, as like a Sunday afternoon, you had people that are sitting there drinking for like 3 or 4 hours, and the pub's quiet anyway, and like you just sit there having listening to a conversation between two people, and they haven't got a clue what each of them are saying to each other, but they're pissed as a skunk, and I used to love it. I really did, and I would probably still be working the bars today if I didn't start drinking. That I started drinking a lot when I worked in the bars, and like in central London, like for where I worked, like for where I ended up running the pub, like it was the case that that like I used to get free drinks, I used to get free food, I got free accommodation. Then I got to know the owners of the clubs and that in Leicester Square. So I used to give them drinks and they used to give me drinks. And yeah, in the end, it was just like I was a pisshead basically for like a good year and a half, 2 years. I put on so much weight that like after I'd done all that, like I drank so much over a couple of years that it was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, that sitting there and watching drunk people was hilarious. It really was sometimes.
Very good fisherman, and the other has never fished in his life. And he said, what? Two drunks. He doesn't
I miss-
swim. The two drunks. One very good fisherman, and the other has never fished in his life. And he said, what do I do? What do I do to fish? He said, well, you get the hook and you put the bait on the hook. And he does. I said, what do I do now? He says, you cast it out into the river. And he said, what do I do? He said, just wait. Just wait. And after about 20 minutes, he gets a bite. He said, what do I do now? He says, reel it in, reel it in. And he reels in so far, the fish is rammed up to the top of the... He said, what do I do now? He says, you climb to the top of the rod and stab it to death.
I've never liked fishing. I know a lot of people that like fishing and like they go over to the lakes and like they do like weekend fishing and things like that, and then you got like the winter fishing. I've never ever been into fishing. I've been fishing once, and I was one of these. I'd sit there and like everyone's quiet, everyone's peaceful. They've got their drinks and their fags, and they're waiting for like the fish to bite, and I'm just sitting there with this like, I'm bored. I want to go home. I'm bored. We stayed there for like 4 hours, and I've never been so bored in my entire life. I really haven't, because they were people that... It'd be different if you was fishing with people that had like personalities and like they'd sit and talk to you and things like that, but they wasn't. They just went there to like enjoy the peace and quiet and like to have a smoke and to have a drink and just to chill out and catch fish. And then when it was the case that they caught a fish, it's like, what, are we going to eat it? And they're like, no, we're just going to throw it back in. Well, that's fucking pointless, isn't it? So yes.
He gave the other fellow walking down the road with a little penguin on a piece of string. The policeman said, hey, where did you get a penguin? She was walking down the road and it was there. Little penguin and it's all on its own. And I was... He said, well, take him to the zoo. She said, oh, okay. Off he goes. Next day, the policeman was there. Coming around the corner is the drunk with the penguin. He said, I thought I told you to take that penguin to the zoo. She said, I did, and he liked it, and I'm taking him to the library now. The other one drunk walks up to another fellow and says, what have you got in your sack? What is in that sack you got there? One of those hedgehogs. I got hedgehogs in my sack. So how many hedgehogs have you got in there? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. He said, if I can guess how many hedgehogs you got in your sack, will you give me one of them? He said, I'll give you them both.
I've never really, like, usually it is the case that, like, when I watch Dave Allen, like, obviously with this, he's still on one specific subject when it comes to drunks, but it is the case that, like, he's usually, like, one big long story about, like, a specific time, but with this one, it's jumping back and forth to different shows and talking about drunks in different times. I really like it, and there's them one-liner jokes as well that, like, they are making me laugh.
The little fellow at a party, cocktail party, goes up to the hostess and says, excuse me, madam, but do lemons have feathers? She said, I beg your pardon? Do lemons have feathers? She said, I don't think so. Why? She said, well, in that case, I've just squeezed your canary into my drink. You get a fella, got a bang in the nose, on the top of the nose. And he's in the pub, and everybody...
Sorry. Oh dear, I've got nothing to say about that. I just didn't want the laughing to like block out the next part that he has to say. Oh, you gotta love drunk people.
We get a fella got a bang in the nose, on the top of the nose. And he's in the pub, and everybody he talks to, they all come up to him and say, "What happened to your nose?" He said, I got banged on it. And somebody else comes up and he says, "What happened to your nose?" He said, "I got banged on it." And after about 18 times, he's sick of it. Somebody else comes up and says, "What happened to your nose?" He said, "I bit it." He said, "Well, how the hell did you do that?" He said, "I climbed up on a chair."
I love Dave Allen. Honestly, one of my favourite comedians that I've found on this channel. That I never found him. I'm not going to take credit for that, but one of my favourite comedians that someone has recommended to me on this channel. I really do like Dave Allen. I really do enjoy watching Dave Allen and everything that this man has to say, because he is brilliant. He really is. He's, like I said at the beginning, like his storytelling abilities is what got me hooked. The first one I watched was Dave Allen telling the time, and that had me in stitches. And I've laughed at every single one ever since. And you've seen that even through this one. Like as soon as he started, like, and someone went to grab his drink, you see it straight away that like I knew that like. Even that's jumping in between different shows and different jokes, it's still going to make me laugh because it's Dave Allen. And like I know it's one thing that I haven't seen any of his stuff up until now, but then it's also the fact that I'm looking at it in a way that I've just started this channel and now I get to watch as much of it as I can, and there's probably so much content that's out there of him, and I get to watch it all for the first time. And I really like that because, like, not even just for your sake that it's a genuine first time reaction, but even for my sake that, like, if I'm reacting to something that I've already seen on the channel, then I already anticipate what's coming. But with Dave, like, I don't anticipate it one bit, and that's what I love about it. But guys, I'm rambling on. I have a tendency to do that. I'm sorry, I'm not drunk. But guys, listen, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. If there's any other Dave Allen you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below and I will get round to doing it. But until the next time, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.